All right, it is day 4. We are at South Georgia Motorsports Park. It was cold this morning, 35 degrees, but I'll take it because the sun's shining. It's warming up quickly, so it's going to be a beautiful day for racing. Day 4, though, we got one more day. So once we leave here, we got to make our way back to Orlando to wrap this thing up. And man, it's been an amazing week so far. We hopefully get something decent with us today so we don't have to do so many runs today, but we've managed to run quick enough to keep ourselves in quarantine. So the good thing with that is we do get the fast lane so that we can go up there and make multiple runs should we have to. We spent the night with 30 pounds air pressure in one tire, none in the other. We've been able to get them within a half of an inch, so I think that we might be pretty good. We'll know on the first pass if it wants to shake, but we're keeping 20 pounds in the other tire until we get up there close, and Aiden will let that down. And hopefully we can get our tires matched, that it's going to work good going down the track. But yeah, I mean, crazy. Jeff had that thing, like last night we left the track at 6:30 and it was a bare block. So, and we roll in this morning, he's already here. So ready to go. You got Brett, the leader. I mean, we ran into him at the second checkpoint last night, and he said all was running smooth. He's got a couple new body panels and stuff on there, stuff that's blown off on his passes, but all going great. I mean, all in all, a great week and just awesome. So I don't know what else to say, but damn, it's been a good week.
That drive was like, it felt like, wait, that's it? Because the other drives were so much longer. Now, we got into town and we heard the rear gear on that last, well, it was before the last run, you know, it was pinion was on its way out the bearing. So we made a post, we found a third member with the right gear ratio, and we changed the third member out last night on it. You know, so it was still a long night, but we're 100% today as far as the car goes. We're feeling good. Track looks excellent. So we're gonna try to make a pretty fast pass.
What's your prediction?
27.
Yesterday was rough, so we did find the problem. It was the intake, but unfortunately, all that popping and banging and snorting and bucking took a toll on the timing belt, because on that pass yesterday, the 20-something pass, it broke the timing belt about 900 feet out. So that tore it up. I had brought a fresh set of heads with me. I planned on rebuilding this Friday so I can just put it on kill, but Friday came early yesterday. Obviously, you've seen it when you left. I got a hold of a gentleman in Tampa. I found somebody with a timing belt. That's what I really was lacking to put this thing back together, and he was kind enough to drive it down. So he got there about 7:30. We wrapped that up about 12 o'clock. We put brand new rods in it, brand new bearings, used pistons, all the ones that the valves hit, they're all beat up. Fresh heads, head gasket, we're ready to go. So we got to the hotel about 2:30. I got way more sleep last night than I have the past 2 nights. So, you know, that's the dedication that I have to this sport. And like I said, for me to support Tom, this is just amazing. I love to drag and drive. That's where I started, and it's probably where I'll finish.
And what's the aim?
Let's go as fast as we can. One and done, but it's got to be fast. And if you see me here at the end of the day, you know it wasn't fast.
So after Bradenton, where we lost the hood, sort of patched up a bit of a repair, got on the road as soon as we can, and just managed to fix up in the car park at the hotel once we finished the drive Tuesday. Then got to Gainesville yesterday. I was out on the start line and they pulled me back for a timing cone. So lost a bit of temp in the tyre. And as I was looking at the track, sitting in the car, I noticed it's probably a little bit bare for a radial, and Gainesville has a little bit of a history of being a little bit harder to get down. So I actually left on half throttle and then just rolled it into the 60 foot, ended up running 7.4 with a 1.3560. So almost 2/10 off PB 60 foot. So I sort of knew if I could get the moon and the stars and the sun and the two moons of Saturn to all align, I'd probably have a fairly decent pass. So today when we come to South Georgia, good weather, good track. I basically left the tune exactly the same as yesterday, and just knocked that 60 foot time down, and PB'd with a 7.14. Went 465 to half, 157. I got out of it a little bit early, so a little bit down a mile an hour, but still 188. But really happy, especially after the week we've had. Just happy to get through today. We got the 300 mile drive ahead, so for 300 miles I'm going to be staring at the gauges, making sure I've got oil pressure, good water temp, and take our time and just get to Orlando tomorrow. So we went a 7.3 in testing before sick week. I've still got probably another 3 pounds of boost on the start line, and another 2 or 3 degrees in my timing ramp, and maybe 2 pounds of boost. So I have had more in it, but I also have more in the top end now as well. So it's exponential. So to go from a 7.1 to a 7.0 is hard. So a 7.0 to a 6.9 is twice as hard as that. But see how I feel in the morning. I'll just be happy to run faster than a 750, then get it sorted, and then might have a crack as the sun comes off the track, and it gets a bit cooler in the evening.
The answer is yes. And Alex has pulled over and stopped at about 800 feet, so neither one of them getting the run they wanted.
We took yesterday's tune and gave it 2 more degrees of timing and had the nitrous come on a little bit earlier just to see if we can get a little bit faster with it. And it looked really good at the start, and then about 3:30 it got all sideways. So we think the bump steer. We think that possibly at some point of it being up, it starts doing toe out or something that with the smaller tires on it caused it to get all sideways. So we're going back to the bigger tires so we have more surface area. It has to rip away. Because even at the big end yesterday he was saying that it was a little sketchy out there. So put the bigger, wider tires on there and it should be good for the rest of the week. But,
So that's what you're going to change? Just the tires?
yep.
So we had a good day yesterday. After having a roller coaster of a day, we ended on a high note. We came in, it was a nice short drive, whatever. We go up for a pass and the car hooks, it goes, it leaves, it's happy. I'm happy, everything's happy. Except for Tom, who's in the lane next to me about trying to hit me. Anyways, about 300 foot out, it just like pop! Like, I'm talking like sounds like a rod came out of the motor. Like, it was the craziest pop I've ever heard. And so I pull over because I'm like, I'm gonna oil the track down. And I get out and I look and there's nothing, not at all. So I still told the guys, I was like, go ahead and push me off the track just in case, you know, like something's wrong. Pushes me off the track, I lift the hood, there's some water in the pan. I'm like, we lifted a head, blew a gasket, that's what it was. So we drive the car, he pushes me back, come back, and Dad looks and he's like, the water pump bolts came loose. How does that happen? 2 bolts on the same side came loose. So it had pushed a little water. And like, I start looking at the data, I'm like, man, right after I shifted, man, I must suck at driving. I just let this thing sit on the rev limiter at 8,500. I told Dad, I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I guess I forgot to shift. Well, I finally figured out that I did shift. And right after it happened, it just sat on the rev limiter. And I start thinking, and we look at videos and we're like, well, we can see where the tires get tall. It must have spun. It must have got the water on it that came out of the pan, you know, like trying to figure something out. It must have pulled the water out, got a little under the tire, whatever, put it on the chip. So we make our little changes, fix some stuff, go back up, go get in the burnout box. So it's going to be racing Jeff Lutz, and it's going to be a really cool time and fun. I go to do my burnout, and it's like,
And then I feel confident.
I see a lot of smoke. And then I'm like, wait a minute, the smoke's inside the car. That's not tire smoke. Long story short, the carbon fiber drive shaft busted. The pop that I heard on that first pass was it busting out of the, like, twisting the pieces apart. And so the metal part separated from the carbon fiber part. Never had that happen. Ran the same thing for, 3 years now. And it just held on long enough for me to drive up there and think that everything was fine. It wasn't fine. So currently have the car jacked up. Nick found a drive shaft shop close by and called him and was like, hey, we need a drive shaft today. They said, can't happen. He said, well, it has to. So we'll see if that's going to happen, but we're going to see if the drive shaft shop's able to do it. We have like 3 hours to make a pass. Theoretically, it's possible. We'll know shortly. That's your drama for the day. Hopefully there's no more.
Can I see that time slip?
So you're going to run again?
We don't. We're trying to contemplate.
We are not late.
It's hurt.
Yeah, it's fucking hurt.
Well, what's up with it?
I lost the oil pump drive
On the last pass.
on the last pass, so there's shit all through the oil. It may blow up. 107, 281.
Why was the mile an hour so far down?
Because it blew up. The oil pump, it has a oil pump safety, or oil pressure safety. It shut off when it seen it had no oil pressure. But it was on a fucking move, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. Had a lot of work last night for nothing. So I don't know. When I came here, I said going fast is the easy part. I didn't realize that, the tracks were going to be radio prepped every day. That's insane for a big tire. That's a tough deal. That's why you see all the big tire cars struggle. and the small tire cars are shining, which is cool. I mean, they all need to shine too. So I just don't know how to get around it. It's a tough deal.
Definitely possible. I thought I kept it with the headset though.
Doing pretty good so far this week. We put a brand new Texas Speed 388 in on Friday. We cranked it up at 1 o'clock Saturday morning. Was gonna dyno it, put it in the trailer. Showed up, it had half a mile on it when it hit the water box. We made one run that was a planned early shutdown and it looked pretty good. Ran the thing out, went 755. Not too bad because we can only run a 750. And then day one of competition, we went a 753 with a 9. Day two, a 753 with a 5. And day three was a 753 with a 1. We're second in class now. Like to see if we can get around the Nova, which I don't know if we can because he's not limited by the 750 cert, but we're going to get as close as we can to that 750 number today and hope that it keeps us in second place if nothing else. But so far everything's been pretty good, you know. I don't want to jinx anything, but we've had only a couple little minor issues, most of them which were self-inflicted, but yep, everything's doing pretty good. We got our, the real important things on the top of the engine right now. We got our cookie warmer going on. Like Will's wife made us some cookies, so it's been fun. And we really love the drag and drive community. Like it's competition, yes, but you still want to see everybody complete the competition. And if you beat them fair and square, that's great. So, you know, it's the drag and drive stuff is a whole lot of fun. Even just to participate with it in like the sick ward. Like up until about Wednesday before the event, that's where we thought we might be, just because we had our spare engine in here, but kind of didn't want to lean on it too hard because it is an older stock block combination that we put together years ago. And then the Texas Speed Bullet showed up, we shoved it in, got everything here, did a couple other little things to it, and she's running really, really good so far.
It's lifting ahead.
Reaching, is that did exactly at the same spot, same way?
No, we probably blew out the radiator cap. We probably blew out the radiator.
Okay.
I think we're pushing a head gasket, so that's why we're kicking the water out. The overflow can't handle it fast enough, so it's still pushing through the radiator cap. So I mean that's what got under my tire and caused it to get out of shape. First it hits, and you can see it behind the driver's side tire, which is where the puke water goes. And but when it's pushing hard, then it's going to still push through the cap. So it's going as fast as it can out the back, but it also pushed out the cap, and that's what got under the tire. So I don't know, but so we're assessing the situation on what to do and where to go from here. So, hey, bad day racing, still better than a good day at work. So, we'll take it.
It was freaking scary is all I know. As I was like trying to stay in it, and I'm like just kept going this way, that way, then I was fucking awesome. But probably would have stayed in it, would have been the 30 I wanted, so we'll get up there and make another pass and see. No, I'm just kidding. You know I'm full of shit.
He's a sarcastic face again.
Was it did it go that way? No.
Run out the back door.
228. I know, 220. So we just bettered our mile an hour by 5 mile an hour. I was out of it a little bit from the 8th to the finish line there a little bit because it was wandering a lot, and I almost lifted, and all I could think is almost 300 miles back to the hotel, and I really want to like stop somewhere and have a good meal and relax, hopefully not fix a lot of shit. And
every day you put in a good run, and then you sat around wondering, do I go
should
again?
I go
or do
again?
I
Well,
leave?
I'm leaving now because if yesterday I sat around all day and bettered it by 100th, you know. I mean, it could mean everything at the end, but yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm sure if I stayed glued all the way down, it'd run a 30 something, but that's for tomorrow.
Yeah, baby!
God damn, that's good.
It was just fighting for the tire, like at the 330 and on
Yeah.
the shifts, but I mean.
Well, it was hanging the tire. Dude, the front end hung for like 300 feet.
Yeah, wheel control is like.
It just hung it.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
was like, oh.
For a heat of the day tune-up, take that.
You got the PB here at 4 numbers, so the fastest radio.
Oh, that's a new record.
Yeah.
All right, we've been
Let's
around
go, baby.
sick. Yeah. I wanted it to go 27, so naturally I'm disappointed in that because that's how it goes. But I mean, with the the conditions we're in, heat of the day, to go down there and go 110, 415, 629, like. Yeah,
that's good.
You know, hopefully Lutz gets the bearings back together so they can make another pass. You know, like we're in a race right now.
What's the competition?
What's that?
You want the competition.
Oh yeah, like I don't want anything free.
Yeah.
Like if they broke today and couldn't make tomorrow, I would be upset.
Yeah.
Like I would be mad. Like I want him there the last day and race for the win. That way there's never he broke.
Oh well, he broke.
Yeah, you know I don't want to win by default.
Yeah.
But that's okay. They'll get it fixed. I know those guys will. And if we go in tomorrow with our current, if they hand in their last slip and we hand in this slip, I believe they have to run like a 580 to beat us, and we only need to go like a 30. So like it's gonna be spicy tomorrow.
I mean, at least you didn't lose your shit.
Oh, ready? Ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna stop at Walmart, bud.
First pass was starting to shake, and as we have been shaking so much the other days and been a wild ride, so I pedaled it. Looking the data afterwards, that wasn't the very right choice. I could just drove through it. But we made a personal best of 228 miles per hour instead of 222. And it was 676, so we're still at the same position against the others. But we are struggling a bit. We wanted to go out and go take a faster lap on that, because we saw the time and the back half speeds. We probably can go like 620s if it didn't pedal it. Found a small crack in the fuel cell, trying to tighten it up right now so we can weld it afterwards and see if we can get another one.
We're about to cry here. Fuck, this is too much for everybody, I think. The drive was pretty good yesterday. We had a valve spring brake, but we were in a small town, not going super fast, so we
could shut it. You shut it off immediately, and we could turn off. And we even got into a parking lot with some lights and stuff. So we popped the valve spring off, put a new one on, and then kept going to the hotel.
Nice 5 hours of sleep. The first.
And then we got up this morning, and I didn't notice anything wrong last night when we got into the hotel. But when we started it up this morning, it had lower oil pressure than what it usually has. Like it was cold. It was really cold this morning, so I figured it would be really high, but it wasn't. And I was like, this seems weird. And
when we started, we always had like 100 psi, and now we had 70. So we were like, wait a minute, something's.
And we looked at it the whole way here, and as it was heating up, it was getting lower and lower. So we're like, this is not right. And we got into the track. We're like, let's drop the oil, check the filter. That's what we did. And there was some
sparkling stuff,
shavings and
stripper glitter.
Yeah,
stripper glitter. Yeah.
So pulled the pan, which is a pain on this car. So pulled the pan down. Started picking bearings out, both mains and rods, to see where it was. And we found 2 rod bearings that were pretty much gone through. So we changed those out, put everything back together, and it took a while. I was under there the whole day.
You were a fucking savage today. You were fucking balls deep in this shit. Fucking awesome. Yeah, he's a killer.
And then we got up. You did a burnout?
Yeah, I did a burnout, and I just saw the oil pressure just whoop, dropped, and then I heard it start to like sounded not supposed to be there, so I shut it off. Yeah. Yes, so and we're out because we was the last.
There was
pair,
like I think it was 10 minutes left of the session, so yeah, no.
If we would had a time today, it would be another story, but we ain't in for.
No, they told us like that count as you stage in, but I mean if we get a 20-second time slip, we're not gonna risk hurting the motor even more when we're not in competition, so we're out.
Well, on the bright side, isn't this the furthest Ascona has gone?
Yeah, this one.
We're baby stepping again.
Yeah. Have you? It's hard to think about now, but when might we see you guys back in the States?
Hey, we're doing sick ward next time.
That's what we said.
We said, fuck this.
Put the trans in neutral. Yes.
Nick and Grubner, they ran and got it, and which is legal. Don't come for me. Which is legal. They went and got the drive shaft and passed it over because pulling in takes a few more minutes. So they drop the drive shaft, throw it over the fence, running. Dad's already under the car, and I'm like, here we go. Throw it in.
So did you have to stand over the guys at the shop to make you one?
Oh, well, I took Grubby with me, and if you know Grubby, you don't want to be on his bad side. We walked in there, and we said, so how fast can you make this? And they said, well, how much money you got? And he just looked at him. I said, it don't matter, just get it done, and then tell us how much money you need. And they got it done in 45 minutes, the guys at Fleet Pride.
James, on his
They're not even supposed to do car drive shafts, but they took us in, put us under their wing, and got us done. So, yeah, they took care of us.
They can't use it.
We made a couple concessions, didn't run belly pans, just like dropped the car on the ground, took off, got in the lanes. And unfortunately, I did not get my 6. I ran a 7:14 at 2:09. Had to pedal it. It went out the back door. The car felt great. And part of me was like, man, but at the same time, I was this. See how like that? I was that close to getting a 20-second time slip for the day. I was also that close to not being able to just drive to Florida, because if we didn't, or drive back to Florida. So like the realistic side of me is like, that was freaking awesome. Like the fact that we pulled that off, found it, pulled it off, and like did all that, it's killer. So as long as we run decent tomorrow, we're still gonna have a 6-second average. We're still in second place, and we couldn't have ever moved up to first place. Like, physically impossible to do that. We don't even have the cage for that. And yeah, so it's all good. And if any of you that are watching thinks drag and drive's easy, it's not. You can't even think about what's gonna happen. We didn't expect a drive shaft to break. You can't anticipate what's happening. The thing is, like, we don't have these big stackers with trailers and spare parts. We're working out of this much space with this many spare parts, and it's expect the unexpected. Drag and drive, it's cool.
I don't know. I can't call down and look at it. I don't have bearings. No.
Day 12 of sick week.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, what is this, day 4? Feels like a month. So we stayed up all night last night, freshened up the motor. First pass today. Car ran great last night. We left Gainesville at midnight. Car hauled ass, drove great. Stopped twice for the checkpoints. Never had a problem, no issue, nothing. Get here, first hit, thing goes 106, 280 flat. It's hauling ass. And the goddamn oil pump mandrel fell off, because from the alternator belt pulling on it, it broke it off. Lost all the bearings, and we looked at the data and thought, okay, it's gonna be okay. I made another hit, it wasn't okay. Now I got all kinds of shit going on. So
it looks like a real oily shit show under there.
Yeah, I'm ready to tap out. Junior won't let me. Scott won't let me. So, man, I don't know. I need a little bit of sleep, regroup.
We're close enough, I believe, to where we can make it happen. That's what makes it more fun. You know, we can't just give it to them.
It's always that. I hate you.
I know. That's fine. That's why we do this. All right, come on.
Sick week 2024.
Looks like a piece of 75. Turn right, Coffee Road, 68, 435, I-10.
That means nothing to me.
Gotcha. Looks like a little bit of expressway driving, and then a lot of it back roads. We got to go to checkpoint. It's our only 3-time checkpoint is the Hoot Owl ice cream stand. So we got the Hoot Owl ice cream stand for ice cream, and then we're ending at Daytona, the Daytona Experience by the Harley Davidson dealership there. So there's a big restaurant there throwing a party, and then that's where everybody's staying at for the night in that area. And 271 miles, 280 miles, I mean, to the track. So it's our longest drive. I mean, always once we get up here, we got to either get back. We've done Bradenton to here. Now we're doing here to Orlando. So always going to be our longest drive. Get back there and finish up racing tomorrow. A little later start with everything and go from there.
Almost home. Literally almost home. I'm driving to my house tonight. So looking forward to it.
You seem to be cruising quite nicely.
Yeah, you know, it's like last day. We were cruising like 58, the last couple of days. Down today, I'm like 64, you know, like 3,400. Just like, let's get home. So it's good.
We're having a butter pecan milkshake on the thing. Waited all day for this thing, and there it is.
What is it?
A butter pecan milkshake.
Butter pecan?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you are a fancy man, Sam.
Hey, for the ride back over. Yes, and there it is. Look at that. Is that great? Look at that straw. Look at it. Won't even lean over. It's so thick. This is one of the things you can turn upside down. Look at that. Just, you know, the second.
Wow. That's magic.
What a beautiful day, huh? Ain't this great? All right.
Hey, I think you're gonna need new tires,
I need a tire machine now.
We just lost 2 more.